Oh, hi. I didn't know anybody was there. I've been getting a little busy here today. I've been out to the store. We haven't done any live videos yet. I've been kind of working up to getting some more stuff for the next camping trip. I had moved a while back and some of this stuff had been wearing out and I got rid of it. I've been working on some different things. And as I go off grid, I don't on occasion I'll run electric lights sometimes and stuff, but I go off grid and I'm not connected to anything, you know, when I'm camping. And I even downsized my own home, you know, just got a small simple apartment. But I picked up a few things tonight, but I found these oil lanterns, and I thought those are perfect. And some of the people are even that I'm you know watching some of those videos are you know setting up ways to you know kind of take care of yourself in the case of a power outage and stuff like that. And you know people will buy candles or different things like that. And I thought these are ideal. They got to give off more light than a candle. One of the tips that I picked up also with these is that if you have a mirror to set it in front of, it's going to give off more light, obviously. And I was reading the reviews on this particular oil lantern. This is a fluorescence, not that I'm necessarily promoting these. They're not paying me for this, by the way. I got these because they were inexpensive and they had a good rating when I looked at them online. One of the things that if you do use these to be aware of is they have a do not fill sticker. So do not fill above this line. And in the reviews I was reading that people had problems with them, you know, overflowing and things like that. And I said, well, that's got to be obviously the reason, or just put too much oil on them. They probably didn't read that sticker right there. And if you look, it's below the filler tube. So if you go past it, obviously I think you're going to get oil leaking out of there. But they don't have a real big base, but you know, if you just use them for an evening, I think it's going to be plenty of oil in there in my experience. In the past I've used oil lamps camping, but I just had to kind of use in your house with the globe, and I had to pack them in foam so they didn't break and things like that. So I said I'm going to switch to these because, you know, you can carry these anywhere with you and they're ideal. As you've seen in some of my other videos around the campsite, I'll use tiki torches, and those are great. You know, you use them for, you know, a few hours a night depending, you know, what time of year you're camping. I don't normally camp in the summertime, so it's just too hot for me. I mean, there's ways you can rig up an air conditioner and, you know, run it in the tent. People do all kinds of things, but I start camping when fall hits. I mean, it's October now, and I'm starting to plan my camping season, you know. And if I in early spring, if I can get out there like end of March or beginning of April, I'm out there, you know, camping. I just love it because it's cool. You got to throw a little heat in the tent, you know, but it's not bad. And even sometimes if you have a really warm sleeping bag, you don't need any heat at all. But these are ideal, and I'm gonna get these going and get them set up. And we're gonna see how they work. Okay, I've got one of these opened and got some fuel in there. I'm gonna have to let it set for a little while because it takes time. Let's see, for that wick to absorb the fuel. It looks like it's getting there. I didn't have a funnel for this. I recommend it if you fill these, that you have get yourself a little funnel. I'm gonna have to get one. I held it over the sink, got the fuel in there, but I got the larger bottles of oil. And when I was reading the information on these, you can run kerosene or oil in this. The trouble with the kerosene is you're going to have more odor. It's going to be fumy. So I put the oil in these, and especially when you're inside the tent using these, or at home if the power goes out. I don't think you're going to want to put up with that smell. At least that's my opinion. And I don't know what the difference in you know, how it burns is. The kerosene may be better, it could be why it's more fumy, but I prefer something myself that just burns a little cleaner, so I got the oil. But I tend to look around a lot of times, sometimes for the cheapest things, not necessarily inferior products, because you can find decent products that are reasonably priced, and these were just a little bit under $6 a piece. I've seen some as high as $38 and some change, and I thought, why? You know, I've heard some people say that these seem flimsy, they you know, didn't hold up well, and blah blah blah. But when I looked at these at the store before I bought them, you know, they seemed fine. You know, and you can pretty much tell in the package. You know, everything was solid on them. And sometimes I think it could just depend on how people handle this stuff. You know, and my tents are Ozark Trail. You know, and again, I'm not necessarily promoting them. There's a lot of other good makes. I prefer that because they're a good tent and they're really affordable. My backpacking tent, I don't think was over $50, you know, and I use that for my winter tent. I put a tarp over top of that. Some other videos show that, you know, winter camping, and it's very comfortable in there. It's only like, I think, a 9x8 trailer, and I simply put a cot on one side, and I can get a bench on the other side for the laptop. I used to have a USB modem for the laptop that would just go in the side there, and I'd be online. And but now with the smartphones, you know, being better, I'll just tether it to the smartphone and it does the same thing. So even off grid, you can be out there on the side of a mountain, you know, and get online. You know, when I do my videos and stuff out there, I'll probably upload them right from there and get them online as soon as I'm able, depending on how much bandwidth I have on the phone. I didn't buy a large amount when I got this new plan because I don't use the bandwidth on there much, but I may be able to, you know, get a video online now and then with what I have. So I know people sometimes like to see what you're doing right away, and so, you know, it's good to get them up. There's some of the other channels I watch, or some of the people are doing things daily, you know, and I kind of go in there looking, you know, for that video every day, you know, and it varies, you know, during the time of day and what they're doing and stuff. But I just love camping, and I'm at the point right now I'm getting ready to do more. I almost bought the cot tonight. I need to get a new one, but I kind of passed it by right now. I bought a bunch of other stuff too that you don't see here, and it actually, when I went to the cash register, it rang up twice what I thought it would be, and but it was fine. You know, it was just stuff that I needed anyway, so you know, I got it and brought it home. But I get excited about camping season. Like I say, my camping season starts, you know, in the fall, and I'll camp in the winter and spring, you know, and I just love it. You know, it's comfortable. But we're gonna fire this up here in a minute, and I'll be right back. They keep a few of these longer lighters around there, handy to have for a lot of things. I don't normally carry the regular lighters, but we're gonna lift the lid here. There's just a lever on the side. It'll got a hold there too, and if you push it over, then it goes back down, and it'll stay up there for you. Yeah, let's see. And we'll release that, and then from there we can adjust the way. Look at that, just that easy. And let's turn off the light for a minute and see what it looks like. So that's a good bit of light, and that's a lot more than I would get off a candle. I did buy one of these candles in the glass. I had some that were just, you know, you would set on a dish, but they melted down, you know, and all over. They didn't hold up. And this one here I just kind of got for home, you know, and it's a scented candle. But if you have a power outage, these can come in handy. And this has 3 wicks in it, so it's it's not as combustible as the oil. Of course, it takes a little longer to get that going, especially on a new wick. And you gotta get the oil to, or wax to ignite there. And yeah, that's definitely brighter than the other ones, but two of those, and you know, I can almost work the laptop here. But I got 3 of the oil lanterns because I says, if you had, you know, one in the tent and 2 outside, you could light it the outside with. I do have propane lanterns for when I need a lot of light, and just one of them inside the tent is good. Now, before it gets too cold out, if you light them in the tent, you're going to be hot in there, and that's one of the reasons I got these oil lanterns, because I says, if it's like 40, 50 degrees out, you're not going to need a lot of heat in there, and an oil lantern, it is going to come in perfect. So there's different ways of doing it depending on the temperature and time of year and stuff like that. I have different types of propane heaters and things, some that mount on the tank, some that are like the Mr. Buddy heaters you've seen. I've got one of those. I had 2, one of them quit working, and so I just got rid of that. And but fortunately I got them on sale at half price. If you look around the end of the season, like in the early spring, a lot of the stores don't want to keep that stuff in there, and they'll drop the price drastically. That's when I buy stuff, you know, and I look for deals all the time. So I recommend, if you're going to get that stuff, if you don't need it right now, wait till early spring, and you'll find all that stuff drop way down. I get that stuff a lot of times half price, almost half price, or less than half price, depending on the store I go to. So you can save a lot of money just by shopping around a bit.